I know what it's like to tell yourself, this is the last time, only to go back to watching porn a few days later. I lived that cycle for years. I tried quitting over and over, and every time I failed. I thought I just needed more discipline, but looking back, I was making the same mistake over and over again. Mistakes that almost guaranteed that I'd relapse before the temptation even came. Once I fixed it, quitting became much easier, but even then, there was still one deeper problem that none of those could ever solve. But after I did this one method seriously for a few months, it was the only thing that completely changed my relationship with lust. Before you quit cold turkey, you should address the root cause first, because you may try every method only to be defeated by your own brain. Your brain would be self-sabotaging you along this journey. My first mistake was I had the wrong intentions. Before, my intention was I would just stop watching porn so I won't become a cock, and I won't condition my brain to like watching someone else do my future wife. But because of that, my brain convinced me to compromise. I would watch POV instead because it's healthier. It's like you doing it. It's like reality. You're not becoming a cock. You're not watching someone else. So make sure you have a solid intention when stopping first. Not just the surface level, but go deeper. Find your why. Why you really want to do this. Why this would contribute to your long-term health, productivity, work, money, and relationships. Make sure to address the root cause, not just stopping to get good with girls. At surface level, my second mistake was trying to find ways to cheat. Look for gray areas and loopholes. I tried cheating with just looking at pictures because they're not as damaging as real videos. But it's still the same. It's still not good for you. It's like what I said when I switched to POV than looking at the third person. And I also find myself compromising when it comes to social media. You could cheat through looking at breastfeeding, yoga, or looking at TikToks of women dancing. My third mistake was negotiating. Because when you're in the moment, you have the impulse. You have a huge urge that arrives in you. That's when you try to negotiate with the plan. You try to negotiate with your principles. But what you need to do is be a planner at night and doer at day. When you're at the day, when you feel the impulse, know that you shouldn't listen to it. You're the doer now. Just look at the notes or your to-do list or your not to-do list from the evening. Because when you're on your rational brain, when you're on your planning side, that's when you make the best decisions. So when you're going to the day-to-day, you switch to your doing brain, your animal brain, the lizard part of the brain. You're now prone to making mistakes when it comes to your impulses. That's why you shouldn't listen to your brain when you're in the moment. Only when you're tapping into the logical part of your brain. When you're planning, when you're journaling. My fourth mistake was I wasn't in a big pain yet. For example, if you're a kid, you just watched and everything is so foreign, it's so new. So it's like you're a kid in a candy store and you just explore as much as possible. But when you get older, it becomes less stimulating. So for the kid, it's harder for him to stop because it's always new. But for you, you might be in the middle. You might just be dangling around, having a bunch of tabs open, which is a good sign that you're deep in this hole. If you have a bunch of tabs open, that's the time when you should stop before the devastating effects would come. Just like Tony Robbins' advice on a person addicted to alcohol. He advised him to drink as much as he can until he gets drunk when his mind and body can take it. And then after that, drink a lot more. So you can say, fuck this. You need to have a fuck this event. So you can say, I'll never do this again. And that's how you decide. Because you experience the deep pain associated with that activity. So just go all in to go all out. Try to punish yourself as much as possible through doing the thing you think is most pleasurable. Try to spend a day. And then you'll realize that this is not what I want. This is causing more pain than pleasure. And expect that that is the most fun you got out of that activity because you tried to satisfy it. and it's not as fun as you think. My fifth mistake was I was always curious. You know, there are different genres, there are different styles, there are anime, there are cartoons, there are AI, there are different genres, different role plays, there's even bestiality, and every year there's a new famous leaked video from a celebrity or an influencer. That's why you should tell yourself that you can never satisfy your curiosity, because there's something new every day and you can't watch it all. And if you do watch it all, you'll have no life, no health, and no relationships. So just accept that you can never satisfy your curiosity. That's what you should tell yourself when you see a teaser, just like photos trying to catch you in, to watch the reference, to search the code, the sauce, because that's how they market it. They show you pictures of the scenes, not giving you the full picture. Just know that even though you're curious, you can't watch it all. My sixth mistake was I thought that my dick won't work if I won't jerk it. But when I watched Dr. K's video, he said that watching porn actually creates ED as a cause. So by just avoiding these mistakes, you address the root cause. But it's not enough by themselves. Now, I'm going to tell you how to build from it. First is install porn blockers and incognito blockers. Make as much as you can. And if you can't do it in all browsers, then install it. If there's a browser that you can't install it on, delete the browser because you might use that browser as a browser to relapse on. Second is quit social media because social media will tempt you in many ways than you think. It is the ultimate funnel. Like when it starts small, then it feeds you more and more darker things. Starts by photos, women dancing, half women naked. They use it to promote themselves, and some even promote their OnlyFans through their social media. So it's best to just avoid social media, at least for now, until you take back control of your body. Third is do something productive. If you do something productive, then you'll become much more confident to take on life. And when you have that confidence, you have hope. And hope is powerful. Hope that there's a better future, that you can get out of this. Just try rotting in bed versus doing something productive, or working on a project, or working at your workplace than just scrolling on reels at work. You'll feel a lot more different. You'll feel much more energetic, and you see yourself in a different light. That's where you develop your identity. Now you see yourself highly rather than a rotten loser. Fourth is leave no empty space in your calendar. Your calendar should be full. It should be packed with important things to do. It should be moving you forward in life. Because if you have a busy life, then you have no chance to waste your time on vices. It's a good use on the concept called opportunity cost. It means if you're doing something, it means you're not doing the other thing. If I'm creating a video right now, it means I'm not relapsing. Fifth is turn off all of your gadgets by 9 p.m. Because when it gets late, you become much more lonely. So by preventing everything, preventing your gadgets from tempting you, just not having it available at all makes you significantly harder to relapse. Because you have no other thing to do than just do your night routine and then go to sleep. And when you wake up, the urges are no longer there. Sixth is exercise. After doing a workout, you feel good. That's because that's what your body wants. And you're putting your energy to good use. So it's better to do more of it than to rot yourself and destroy your health. Because there are proven studies showing that porn changes the brain permanently in a bad way. Seventh is to reset your dopamine levels. Once you reset your dopamine levels, you become less likely to relapse because your brain won't be chasing the next high. And the best way to do a dopamine detox is just to have nothing available but work. And that's how you hit the next level in life. Because when you have no other thing to do, but just work, you become better. You become much more skilled. And after a year or two, you become a completely different person. And the last one is the most important one. This one, I didn't expect to work. I thought it was just a placebo effect. It started by just seeing someone's testimony on YouTube saying that they did Jesus' commandments, Matthew chapter 5, chapter 6, and chapter 7. And that's how they lost their urge to lust. I did as much as I could in Jesus' commandments, Matthew chapter 5, chapter 6, and chapter 7. And what happened when I was about 4 months, I completely lost the desire to lust. Like, no more urges. Everything is taken care of. It's not just me who experienced this, my brothers as well. These guys, Oscar from Eyes of Christ. And there are way more of these guys who experience this too. They have their testimonies. You don't need to debate this. I promise you. Just try it. I assure you that you will never say, I tried doing as much of Jesus' commandments consistently with the right intentions and it didn't work.